ASN stands for Additional Support Needs, and that can take a range of forms. In the more mainstream form, it can be a young person just having dyslexia. For some youngsters with severe and complex needs, an alternative provision is usually needed. We cater for young people who are in that category of additional support need. I'm Gillian Binney, and I'm the Deputy Head in Ross High School who has the remit for organising and running the ASN provision. We can educate up to 30 young people in the provision. They're organised into 4 classes based on age and stage, but also their individual educational need. We've got 6 teachers at the moment, and that's complemented by a fantastic range of support staff. And then we're also supported by a range of specialists, visiting medical specialists and NHS workers who will come and do medical care plan practice, or it may be physiotherapy, occupational therapy. So in total, probably around 30 people on a weekly basis working with the young people. Young people coming to Ross High School ASN provision are coming to Ross High School. They're Ross High School pupils, they wear our uniform, they integrate into the main school wherever it's possible. The head teacher knows everybody by name in the provision. It's not an add-on, it's not something at the back of the school that is my remit and he doesn't go there. He knows every single young person in it. We have a hashtag that we use for the main school, which is #ProudToBeRoss. And that's exactly what we encourage our pupils to feel. We want them to be proud that they come to Ross High School. We want them to be proud that they come to Ross High School ASN. Our attitude to the education of our young people within our provision is that actually they belong here and they belong in the school here with all the other 1,200 pupils, and that what they're entitled to is no different to the education that those other young people get. So there's 8 areas in the Scottish curriculum, and it's our job to ensure that they experience all 8 of those. Now, how they experience it depends on their individual need. For some youngsters, it may actually represent something you might not be unfamiliar with in a mainstream setting, but for others it could be on a very sensory level, and that what they undertake in their curricular area is something that's more of an experience rather than them reaching particular educational targets or goals that are more traditional. I would say the most important thing for us is to provide them with a safe, caring and creative environment for them to have their educational experience, and that they can come here on a day-to-day basis and feel happy, feel safe, and feel that they're being challenged in a way that is supportive. So we want them to do the best they can and be the best they can be. Don't let their additional support need define them, but at the same time to be able to do that in a way that they're not completely put off coming out of their comfort zone. We've got doors that separate our provision from the main school, and part of that is to keep some of our youngsters safe. But those doors swing both ways, and it's really important that they do swing both ways. So our youngsters go out when they can, and we get them out as often as we can. But also one of the most important things we do is to provide a way in for the school pupils in the mainstream who may benefit from actually an experience that's nurturing like ours, or that they may benefit from being able to do some work experience and voluntary work, which then builds their CV, but it also builds them as human beings. The young people themselves drive that. I think that's really enhanced our ability to make our youngsters feel part of the whole school, but for the whole school to have a much higher awareness of our pupils. So when we're out in the main school, there's so many more of the main school pupils know our pupils and interact with them and make them feel welcome and part of the school. It would be impossible not to be proud of what's going on here. One of the teachers regularly describes our provision to parents or prospective parents as a community, and I think it's fair to say that that's absolutely the case. We are all proud to be Ross, and I think that pride in what we do, our commitment to the young people, shines through on a daily basis.